What's going on, everybody? This is Kai Laveo. Thank you for tuning in. As you already know what to do, subscribe if you're feeling the channel or the videos. I'm also a car enthusiast over there on the IG channel. You can hit that up if this is too boring for you. Anyway, these three countries are down bad. United States, Japan, and China. And what I mean by down bad is meaning just in general in the debt situation. Because as we all know, the United States owes Japan the most debt, followed by China, followed by the UK and the other few countries. But we're mainly going to focus on Japan and China as that's where most of our goods come from, right? And when we start off as Japan, when we think of Japan, what do you think of? You think of Sony, PlayStation, you think of Toyota, Nissan, Isuzu, Honda, Mitsubishi, Yokohama tires, and all that stuff, right? Now, see, Japan is basically an island country, but that's a massive island country that produces all these goods versus a country like China, which is 2 to 3 times bigger than the United States. And when you look at it on Google Maps, it's like, wow, China's such a massive country. I think China is the second largest country behind Russia, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, that's not important because we owe them money too. But like I said, we're focused on China and Japan and America, which are these three countries pretty much rule the world on a economic standpoint, right? But see, the United States itself is debt burdened. The United States is broke, just like most of the citizens. So where does it come in that America is a free country? Yeah, free is for the freeloaders. So you got to remember, if you think something is free, it means somebody else paid for it. So technically it's not free because somebody had to pay for it. But we're not going to go there. I was going to go into, getting that rent paid, PG&E. I'm sorry, not PG&E, but utility bills and all that. But we'll say that for another video. But anyway, like I said, in the United States, the average person is in debt. And it's not just credit cards. It's usually medical bills too. Now, see, in America, we all know that medical is a scam, a big scam, and it can cost you big money if you don't have a real health plan from a good employer, which most people have state medical plans, which are trash. Cover California, trash, because it doesn't cover anything. You're paying a lot of money for medication and hospital visits. It's almost like not having any medical coverage at all. Now, I'm pretty sure Japan and China has a better system. I don't know how good the coverage is over there, but this video is more about just being in debt in general. And also, we talk about the aging population in all three of these countries, because pretty much these three countries have these issues in common. Like I said, the aging population, hustle culture, things being too expensive. Real estate is too expensive for millennials. So they're venturing off, becoming digital nomads in third world countries like Thailand and the Philippines, where you can get a luxury condo on the beach for almost nothing compared to paying $3,000-$4,000 for it over here or over there. So, those are just things to look at. And it makes sense. It makes sense. Why struggle in the United States or China and Japan when I could just go to another country with my MacBook? It makes a lot of sense, but you got to remember, these people are opting out of starting families and getting married and doing the generational thing. A lot of people are just saying, F it. It's going to be about me. I'll date whoever I want, pay a few escorts, have them leave when they start getting on my nerves, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I understand it, but some people will pay for convenience. Some people are willing to pay for it. Or some people be like, it is what it is. Stick it out, live with family, save money, and just overall travel the world and not pay that high ass rent. That's what a lot of these countries are doing now. Or they're doing hikikomori, which is a term in Japan used for a hermit. These people either live by themselves or they live with their families. And they'll just stay in a room pretty much in front of on a video game or just in front of a screen and don't come out the room. Eat junk food, just live an unhealthy lifestyle, no exercise, no social, no real human to human socialization, that kind of thing. I'm like, that's kind of depressing, right? I mean, they do that here in the United States too. It's just not really a term for it other than a hermit. And see, these three countries, it's important when it comes to being involved in the outside world, right? And as we all know, in China and Japan, these people tend to be real fit. And in Japan has the best cuisine out of all three of those countries. So that's why the Japanese are the most lean out of those all three countries. So when you look around, it's like, wow. But see, what's funny about China and Japan is they're very strict when it comes to being educated, though. When it comes to learning how to play an instrument, they're real strict. That's why they're more disciplined versus people in America. People in America, it's kind of like, I'm gonna get high, I'm gonna do what I want. If you have, like, in America, people are so divided. Like, a lot of people don't even deal with their own families. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like that in any country, but there's a high percentage of that in the United States. And in the United States, it's more of a divide versus people, in Japan and China. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's poverty there too. There's poverty in every country, but they don't talk about it as much in Japan as China as they do in America. So as we all know, the rich people live on the West Coast in America and the East Coast too. Now in that middle section, the Midwest, those people earn the less money. Those people earn the least amount of money, which is crazy to me. But then at the same time, if you think about it, coastal cities are a better place to live. And that's anywhere in the world. I mean, look at Tokyo. Most of the large cities in Japan are by the water anyway, because it's a small island country with a lot of big things going on in those factories. And China has the same climate as America. It's kind of funny because, see, in that midsection away from the water, it's like a desert climate. And it snows in China too, just like it does in America. It snows in Japan just like it does in America. But I don't think China has all that humidity like Japan does. Now, see, Japan is all 4 seasons. But Japan looks beautiful too during the Cherry Blossom Festival. I actually need to check out Japan later on this year. I just hope it's not hot as hell when I go. But yeah, that's what it is. That's from the standpoint that we look at all these 3 countries. I know I talked a little bit too much in this video, but I hope it gives you at least an idea. This is Kai LaVeo. I'll catch you next time. Peace.
Thank you.